What's going on, y'all? Conscious One coming at you. Guys, I had a whole list of talking points, but I can't remember right now. All I know is that I had to push play, and we're gonna narrate this. I'm probably gonna entitle this Demonic Parasites, and I'm gonna post a link of the brother who dropped this knowledge and who has been dropping this knowledge for a while, Net Most Wanted. I'll put the link that this particular segment snippet that I'm gonna use to narrate in the description, and also I'll put, for y'all who haven't seen it, when I made a video called Smart Parasites, where I bear witness that some parasites that I had inside my body that I was getting rid of was ordering food. How they was doing it, I have no idea, but I can't remember the talking points right now, guys. So let's just get to the let me just push play, and we'll get through this. Well, first of all, let me say this, y'all. Last video, y'all see somebody say hi and with the pin code. And then I remember a video I showed y'all how somebody said, is everything okay? Every time I pick up from McDowell's, guys, the stuff is creepy, man. All right, it's creepy. Every time I pick up from McDowell's, as soon as I push item picked up, these people are texting my phone. That's the demonic parasite that's texting me. Just like I made the one, I told y'all, flesh-eating zombies. I told y'all these are the flesh-eating zombies. Remember, you have these aliens here that like human meat, but they ain't coming how we think they coming. Oh, they're coming from out of the sky in some spacecraft. No, the people coming from out of space on spacecraft, those are our brothers. The aliens walking around is inside these people. Remember Invasion of the Body Snatchers 1978? They showed y'all at the beginning how it started out, where they were showing the aliens, but the aliens was these little small parasites that got inside people's bodies, which took over the body. That's where the alien flesh-eating aliens is coming from. They're inside of these people, guys. You get it? A human being, this meat suit is a host. It can be a host for the person. If the person ain't there no more, it can be taken over by an alien parasite. That's why I say, we don't know who is who down here. You really don't know who is who. It's like that whole movie scene. You want the truth, you can't handle the truth. The aliens are here in these people. These people walking around this hole. These people who eat the... Guys, y'all know these... When I pick up from McDowell's, I'm delivering to the... There are people who eat this stuff every day. Or every other day. I ate it when I was young, but it's supposed to be a cutoff point where you start to realize, you come into your full senses and you realize that this, this junk is nasty. Guys, don't nobody text my phone unless I'm picking up from these human meat places. These are parasites texting me. I told you, that's why I don't text them back. Excuse me. I don't text them back. Y'all see the last message in the thumbnail? Hi. Like, does that even sound like a human being? Who the hell texts you as soon as you pick up the goddamn bag? These things stare at the phone all day long. I had to pick up from a restaurant called Portillo's. And guys, I kid you not, I got there and I sat in my car and was looking at my phone for 10 minutes before I walked. I took my sweet little time. Nobody's ever looking for me. You pick up from one of these human meat places, somebody's texting my phone. So, like, who the heck? I said, these ain't no human beings. I know these ain't no human beings. They be acting like they're about to die too. Taco Hell, McDowell's, the main ones. Damn, I was gonna say something else. It's scary, y'all. It's funny, but no, it's some scary shit out here, y'all. You'll never know who you're dealing with out here. You don't know who you dealing with. I'm telling y'all, if y'all seeing somebody or dealing with somebody that eat McDowell's, and you wonder, and you're a decent person, and you wondering, you're a real human, and you wondering, should you keep being this person's friend after you didn't heard this message? Guys, if you got a spouse a girlfriend, whatever, boyfriend, friend, and they eat McDonald's, and you're a real human being and you don't, and you've been wondering, you better get the hell out of there. You ain't dealing with a human being. You're dealing with an intelligent, flesh-eating alien parasite. See, and that's the skills that I'm picking up. I know when these alien parasites then took over these people's bodies as a host. I know it. Why y'all think they lashing out at me? And see, they're very intelligent. They know what to say to trigger you. They're actually more smarter than a high IQ person. The things that we think is so small and insignificant are actually smarter than us. Just think about that, guys. Can take over a person's brain, host. You think it's that person. It's not. It's not them. Why you think they got to keep this McDowell stuff open? It's the only place that's open all the time. Even a scamdemic can't close that place down. Nothing can close that place down. I think it will always be a McDowell's. Even if McDowell's did close, an apocalypse type of situation, they will come up with another McDowell's. It wouldn't be so overt. They'll literally be barbecuing people out in the streets or whatever. Boy, I tell you, man, y'all don't know what the hell y'all is, and most of y'all don't know who y'all is and who you dealing with out here. I told y'all, where are these aliens? It's the people you saying thank you and how you doing to and opening doors for on your job. The person that can write you up on your job. That's what an alien human eating parasite is, your manager. Let's go ahead and play this, guys. I'm gonna remember these talking points as it's playing. So let's just remember, this is picking up where a guy is talking to a person, but he's not talking to the person. He's actually talking to the parasites inside the person. Watch this, okay? Let's get this over with.
So first, Jerry, you say that the voices can pull up anything from someone's memory and attack them with it. Could you describe what you mean by that?
Well, yeah, I've had patients who would tell me that the voices would dredge up stuff from their memories that they had long forgotten. And it's always negative stuff. It's always stuff that's guilt-ridden, shameful. It's always negative. And they just rub it in their faces until they generate a negative emotional state. And virtually everything that the voices tell these schizophrenic patients is negative. And that those negative thoughts generate negative emotion, and that ties back into the energy drain, which is awful strange. But if you talk to these patients, they will tell you, yes, I feel drained of energy, and I can feel the energy being drained and leaving. So apparently what these things do is they create a negative emotional state. And from some other readings I've done is they can't produce this negative emotion themselves. And it's what...
See, so if y'all got people out there, spouses, girlfriends, friends, whatever, co-workers, you always wondering why this person always so, why is this person always so negative? You be wondering why. That's why. Taking over.
They feed off of. Once that negative emotional state is generated, then they will drain that energy off, and the patients will say, yeah, I can feel it leaving. But what's really strange is when you ask them, okay, you felt this energy drain 5,000 times in your lifetime. Every time the voices appear, you after they hit you, you are drained of energy. What is draining you of that energy? And the answer is consistently, I don't know. But if you rephrase that and say, okay, if you stuck your hand in a fire 5,000 times, and each time you were getting burned, what will be burning you? They have no trouble saying the fire. But there's a block when it comes to them connecting the energy drain with the voices. Even though there's a one-to-one correlation between the voices appearing and their energy disappearing, they are not allowed to see it. And
Okay, here's one of my first talking point. Okay, guys, there are people that I've known, I've been around, right? And what I'm noticing, I'm finding out that somebody I know from over here reminds me of this person that's all the way over there. It's the same entity, or it's the same parasite. Now, in this case, okay, what this guy is talking about, you ask somebody what's burning you. Oh, the fire is burning me. But if you ask somebody a question, what's making you tired? See, the parasite takes over the brain, and it does the thinking for the person. It doesn't allow them to you understand, once a parasite takes, it's like Puppet Masters, the movie. Once that host takes over your brain, and you ask it a question that, you know, you expect it to answer truthfully, and it's not going to answer it truthfully. Yeah, it's going to answer questions, you know, what's burning you? Oh, it's hot. Well, what's draining your energy? And it's not going to tell you the parasite. It's just not going to tell you. You're no longer dealing with the person. You're dealing with the parasite. It's hard to fathom that. We like to believe that people are in control of themselves. Most people are not in control of their minds, guys. Most people aren't. Okay? Most people are not in control of their own thoughts and decisions. Somebody else is, or something else is. One of the reasons 13th Son always talked about not eating meat is because if you eat a lot of meat, you're going to have parasites in you. There's no doubt about it. Now, you know, I've been eating, I found this Chinese place I go to, and I ordered this vegetable rice thing with broth. And I came to find out I've been messing with these mushrooms that taste like meat. I'm telling you, some of these mushrooms, man, that shit is real. You got some mushrooms out there that taste exactly like you eating a steak. It's no joke, y'all. I get it from this Chinese place over here. It's good. Every time I get off meat, something changes with me, with my energy level. I'm telling you, it's real. But here it is. This guy is trying to talk to the patient, and it's not talking to the patient. It's talking to the parasite. Let's keep going.
You know, you have to hammer on them for quite a while. Some of them never see it, and some of them eventually go, well, the voices. All right, now at that point, the voices start getting a little louder in their head.
And do you think that the voices are part of the reason are they intentionally trying to block them from being able to realize that they're being drained by the voices?
Oh, shoot. I'll tell you what, you get to that point and the voices go nuts. Okay, so they block that bit of information and they get upset about it and they start getting louder.
Right, so that means if you're talking to somebody about going on a diet and they got this alien host inside them and you start talking about, that's why you won't have a vegetarian that hangs out with a bunch of meat eaters. They won't get along. One is controlled by a parasite host over the brain. Even if the two may have similar traits, the fact that one individual has an alien host inside of it, parasite, that parasite will make that individual feel pain every time you go around that vegetarian. That thing will damn near turn your head like you know, it's making decisions for that person. So a person who's doing low vibrational things like eating a lot of meat, you know, I don't know, McDowell's, maybe drinking a lot of alcohol, that individual is naturally not going to get along with the holistic person because the parasites that's in them is going to make them feel pain if they even come around that person. Let's keep going.
But when you go to start telling the patient that their energy is being taken from them, the voices go ballistic. You know,
yeah, because they get angry.
You know, there was one time where, you know, I brought that up to a schizophrenic I was working with for months in the prison. And
this is why when I walk into a bathroom, guys, and I got this from 13th Son, this is why when I was telling y'all how I walk into a bathroom and when I go to the bathroom, for some reason other people gotta go to the bathroom, because when you walk in, my light is shining so bright that it literally the parasites inside these people, they get to going, they running. They don't know what they running from. It's a big light that just walked in the room. Well, the only place they can leave is to go out somebody's ass. So if I walk into a room and I'm going to the bathroom, I'm making other people got to go to the bathroom because those parasites, they're trying to get out of there. They don't know where they're going. They're trying to get out of there, though. Next thing you know, boom, person got to poop.
the walls of my office started crackling like an electric arc welder. You know, it was like they didn't like that at all. And consistently, what's very strange is when you go to bring that up, that these voices are energy parasites and that they put negative thoughts in your head that generate negative emotional states, and then they drain off that energy. When you go to tell the patient that, the voices get astronomically louder, so they can't even hear you talking. And if you don't know how to shut them up,
guys, so I was telling y'all, you know, when you've done as much traveling as I have, you start running into the same type of entities, or maybe the same type of parasites that has the host. I was talking, I can't say, I'm not gonna say who this is. Talking to a guy the other day about my anointing, and this guy he's like, he's hearing me, but he's not listening. They can actually shut the mind down. The person can't listen to you. They can hear you, but it's going in like in one ear and out the other. That's the demonic parasite host on that person's brain. And what's crazy is a lot of people who be telling you, like, y'all notice, like, the most demonic parasitic hosted people be the people telling you to go to church with them or pray with them. Like, it's always the people that's trying to, like, act like they holier than thou, that they got an alien hosting them. Imagine somebody walk up to me, right? Guys, I'm so wise. I'm at the point where somebody can come up to me and say, talk about God or going to church or me praying with them or going to church, and I can say to them, I can't go to church with you. You have a demon in you. Guys, I know when people have demons in them, and these be the people trying to tell you to go do something holy with them, and you like, I mean, I haven't told nobody that, but I'm telling you guys, I know that that's a demon talking to me. Just like when Zeph Daniels, I heard a thing the other day, he was talking about this woman asked him, he said she sounded just like she was from The Exorcist when she said it, because she was like, do you need Jesus? You know, he said that she sounded like she was an old lady from he said she sounded just like The Exorcist, that movie. She said, do you need Jesus today or something? These be the very people, it be the demonic people that be acting like they're the churchgoers and you the demon, right? Just like the narcissist is calling you a narcissist. The accuser, that's the devil, that's Satan. You know, guys, you know how many people, guys, that I've wanted to tell, you got a demon in you. But what's the use of that? So I just don't go around them no more. I know when people have demons in them. I'm telling you, there's somebody in California that act just like somebody here in Chicago. They got the same demonic parasite in them. It's like what Jesus had to do, casting demons out. You know, it's like, no, I don't need to go to church with you or pray with you. You need an exorcism. That's what needs to happen here. Not you telling me to go to church with you. You have a demon in you. Let's keep moving.
And you can't get that information through. And what the voices will tell them, and this is like the cookie cutter phenomenon.
Oh yeah, so let me ask you about that. So you say that the voices often behave in a similar fashion. Can you describe what you mean by that?
Oh shoot, and it's very strange because across physical distances, different institutions, different states, once you go to tell the patient, inform the patient that these things are energy vampires, the voices will say three things consistently, and it's almost like, you know, they're all made it from the same cookie cutter.
Yep.
And I don't understand why this is, but it's very strange. They will, first of all, when you start talking about that, they'll get very loud and try to block out what you're trying to say.
They try to block out what you're saying. Guys, I was talking to an individual the other day. He was blocking out what I was telling him about my anointing. He didn't want to hear it. It was the demon parasite in him. It wasn't him. I even asked, like, why are you not listening to what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm trying? He did not understand. It was the demon parasite in him that's blocking out the hearing. That's why the Bible says you got to have eyes to see and ears to hear. Just because you're hearing don't mean you're hearing. Just because you're looking don't mean you're seeing. Or I should say, just because you're hearing don't mean you listening, and just because you're looking doesn't mean you see that you're seeing. Guys, I'm talking to this individual, and this demon parasite inside of him kept closing his ears down. I've even had situations in the past where I'd be trying to talk to somebody about something, and they be like falling asleep. Demons in these people.
To the patient. Okay, there are ways to get rid of them, so you get rid of them, shut them up. It's a temporary thing on the most part that allows the patient to hear what you're saying. Right. Number one, the voices will come and say, this guy's crazy, he's full of crap, don't listen to anything he has to say, he's a complete nutcase.
Yep.
Right. If the patient continues to listen, which they do because they see that you know more about these things than they do in a lot of cases. The second thing the voices will say consistently is get the devil away from him, leave the hospital, leave the office, run out of here, get out.
Yep, they want to go. They got to go.
If the patient decides to stay, that's
when you be on the phone with them and they be like, they'll yawn, oh, I got to go.
It says, attack him.
Yep.
And they've done that. I had a psychotic Apache pick up a chair and throw it at my head and just barely clip the top of my head. It hasn't happened often. And you can use that against them. Because when you go to tell the patient, before you go to tell them, you say, okay, are you hearing the voices now? And they'll say, well, no. And you can say, in 5 minutes, you will be. And this is what they're going to tell you. And you run those factors by and say they'll tell you to, I'm full of crap, get the devil out of here, and attack. And the patient is a little bit horrified. Oh, no, I wouldn't attack you. And I said, well, I know you wouldn't, but they will tell you to, And in 5 minutes, that rolls right off. If somebody told me, hey, in 5 minutes you're going to be dancing on your head in the middle of your driveway, I go, you're full of it, I'm not going to do that. But consistently, these things will do it. Even though they know that information is coming, and we've told them it's coming, they still do the same 3 things, and that can be used against them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Once the patient realized that, hey, he predicted what these things were going to do, and they did it, that grips them. It's like, hey, this guy knows something more about these things than I do. And they will stay there and they will listen. I think I had one patient that I told, I said, okay, they're going to tell you to attack me. And she says, well, I'm kind of unstable right now. If I can't hold it, I'll warn you and you get out of the room. So that's what happened. She said, I can't hold any longer. And we were in a room. I closed the door, and she went ballistic in there. And I'm standing outside the door, kind of tapping my foot, waiting for it to get over. And here's all these nurses run up and like, hey, what's going on? And leave her alone. She'll be okay in a second. And then it calmed down, and I went back in. But yeah, they will tell. They will tell the patient to attack you.
Yeah. So all right, that's fascinating, and I know that you.
Y'all can check out the link later. It shows like a demon inside of somebody's head. Guys, this stuff is serious, man. Most people have a lot of parasites in them. And if you don't get that shit out of you, they eventually use you as a host and take over your brain. And anytime somebody like myself or anybody high vibrational comes around, that demon inside that person or parasite, it already has control of that person's brain. So this person doesn't like you. They don't know why they don't like you. It's because they've been taken over. They're just being used as a host. The person is not actually there anymore. Some people probably have been totally taken over and are not even in their meat suits anymore. Probably been gone.
You mentioned before, there are ways to at least temporarily split people from the voices or get the voices to quiet down. Would you describe how that happens?
Well, I can. For the most part, it's a temporary thing. If they don't turn their lives around and start asking for spiritual help from a positive direction, that is only going to last for, maybe a few hours at the most. The longest I've seen it, there's things they have to do, to keep these things away. Now,
I'll tell y'all too how y'all know you're dealing with one of these type of things. Let's say somebody's telling you about their problems, right? And you tell them straight up, You look them dead in their eye and tell them, oh, I have the answer to that problem. If they keep talking about the problem, they gone. They gone. The parasite is taking over their brain. Remember, the person is talking about a problem to you, right? You have the answer to that problem, and they're not hearing what you're saying. Don't be. You cannot be friends with an individual like that. You never know what somebody like that to do either in certain situations. And if they drink alcohol, you can really spot it out. But they can't hear what you're saying. Something's blocking. You're like talking to them, but you know they're not listening to anything you're saying.
In my talks with Van Dusen, who was a Swedenborgian, the first time these things hit and scared the devil out of me.
Guys, I'll tell you what, we're gonna make a part 2 to this. I want to kind of get going. I'm gonna make a part 2 to this. I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, and I'm gonna leave a link, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.